When you're someone like me, you feel inadequate. Everything that you do to show that you are showing up for someone, they don't really see it because if an avoidant was honest, here's the truth that they will tell you about themselves and about this relationship. This will not be an easy relationship, not by a long shot. So you better buckle up because this is going to be a really rough ride. And I wish I had the answers to help you feel more comfort after this relationship has ended. The truth is, I was scared, I was inconsistent, and it's not because I don't love you and because I don't understand where you're coming from. What it is, though, is that I was never given the tools and the things needed to help me show up for you the way that you show up for me. And what you're speaking, this language that you're speaking, is something I can't fully comprehend. And sometimes I wonder, why did you even bother to get into a relationship with me when you know that I have these things, these wounds that are really hard for me to heal? I point out your flaws pretty often because when I look at you, I can't help but to see the flaws that I have in me. And the reason that I do that is because it helps me justify not getting more closer to you, because I know at some point you're going to leave me because of the flaws that I have. And it doesn't seem fair for you to go through this pain. And I know I may have even told you this before, but you need to really take heed to this, because many times when people get into relationships with avoidance, they think that they can heal them and they think that they can give them the life that they always wanted. But deep down, they don't really know what the life is that they really wanted because they were never given it. They were never observing any type of relationship like that. And maybe they did have a case where they came from a household that was loving and that was nurturing. And at some point, someone broke them inside to where they feel like they'll never want a relationship with anyone else again. And when they do find themselves having this craving for a relationship and they try it, they still have these subconscious wounds that are keeping them from giving you everything that you wanted. When you're someone like me, you feel inadequate, and everything that you do to show that you are showing up for someone, they don't really see it because the things that you're doing may look really small to them, but it's so large for the person who was the avoidant in that relationship. So when I say that I'm trying as an avoidant, I'm really trying to put myself out there and to learn a new language for you. And when you don't acknowledge that, it makes me want to give up and not even try again. If you ever try to criticize someone that's an avoidant, they take that really deeply as, I don't want to be with you because of this. Not knowing that conflict in relationships or having these moments of friction is important to build the relationship that you truly want, to build a blissful relationship. Because if you look at any relationship, there's always going to be these moments that kind of define which direction the relationship goes in. Either you grow from it or you let it break the relationship. And when you see the relationships that go down the line 50, 60, 70 years, they've always had these moments of friction that cause for that relationship to level up. I guess what the avoidant would say if they were truly honest is that you weren't the problem. They know that they're the problem, and they know that sticking in relationships and trying to make it work is a very hard thing for them to do. It's an uphill battle. It's one that requires a lot of grit and a lot of patience. And if they grew up in a household where the parent didn't have a lot of patience and they got frustrated really easily, they're going to show up in relationships the same exact way. So what they really do in the end is they choose to run. They choose to run from something that's real, something that makes them feel comfortable and makes them feel safe. Because on the other end of it, they feel like they're going to let that person down anyway. So why even bother? So they have this appetite to be in a relationship, but at the same time, they have this fear of being in a relationship. That puts you in this weird space that not a lot of people can live, especially if it's something that's long term. You may see them pulling away all the time and wanting to go do their own thing and having these moments where they go off the grid and you wonder, like, what are they doing and where are they at? And this is something that they just have this innate urge to do because it feels like they're free and it feels like they're liberated. If you want my help personally, you can reach out to me on my website at www.fruitfulseeds with the Z at the end.com.